A video going viral of a man demanding $3 million in reparations for every black resident of Tampa.
This city owes us, each and every black person in the city of Tampa, at least $3 million in reparations. All this nonsense, homelessness, and all this other garbage y'all talk about, police violence and all this stuff, don't nobody care about that. Don't nobody real care about that. We care about our reparations, and we have to put white people on notice.
And this is after Congresswoman Cori Bush introduced a resolution this week for $14 trillion in federal reparations. Joining us now with his reaction, Executive Director of the Center for Urban Renewal and Education, Marc Little. Marc, great to see you this morning. You know, I was just saying during the commercial break, you know, if you add all these proposals up together, say you live in San Francisco, they've talked about $5 million. The state of California said $1.2 million. Now, Cori Bush has her federal program she wants to pass. Your number's getting pretty high, say, if you're a qualifying resident of San Francisco. Is any of this real?
Well, it's good to be with you again, brother. I got to tell you, the reality is that there was a debt that was owed in 1865. And the Democrat, Andrew Johnson, decided that he was going to rescind Special Order 15 that gave 40 acres and a mule. And then they turned around and they paid the slave owners for their loss of their property. And so now what we have is a demand that is not based on reason, but in fact, it is based on exploiting white guilt. That's very clear to me. The left has made a cottage industry out of pandering to the black vote right before an election. And they saw the BLM playbook that did pretty good at exploiting white guilt. And it's unfortunate. There was a debt paid, but the question, Will, that we have to ask ourselves, is this generation responsible for the debts of our forefathers? And
that's the at least very moral and philosophical key, is it not, Marc? You point out the sins of our past, what happened in the 1860s and the 1870s, and even we could follow that into Jim Crow. But the question is, are the people alive today on either side of the racial barrier, are they the ones with agency for those sins of our past? How do you make people pay or profit off of things done hundreds of years ago?
And, well, of course, I'm a pastor as well. And there's a real stretch, even from a moral standpoint, to apply Scripture to paying for the sins of the prior generation. It doesn't exist. Reparations are paid. Our country has a history of paying reparations when there is a direct injury, and we know, in fact, who caused it. And so it's not that we don't want to pay for the harm that has been caused. It's that in this case, it's very complicated. We all know that blacks owned slaves. We know that 5 Native American Indian tribes owned slaves. And so what do you do with that? We know that hundreds, if not thousands of whites died in the Civil War, protecting and getting rid of slavery. So it's very complicated. And I think what we've got to do is we've got to look at what do blacks need today. Blacks need educational freedom, and we need access to capital. That's it.
What a great point about the complexities of history, finding out where you might lie on this lineage of sin. Great point. Marc Little, thank you so much.
Good being with you.
All right.